right, so we are good to go. We have 30 seconds. 30 seconds to get started. We need 7 persons out of the 53 persons that are here to go on Facebook and search for the Liberian Student Union in China. Currently, you can see 3.9K. We need 7 persons to just go there and follow so that we can hit 4K. If you want me to call your name, I will call your name. Oh, Augusta B. Brown Jr. Chiara, try to follow the page. Emmanuel Fala, try to follow. I will search for your names on the page and see if you're following. Miracle, try to follow. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, it's already 7 o'clock here in China. Thank you all for joining today. This is day 3. This is day 3, and we have 2 days to go so that we can end this whole training as our edition 9. Thank you for joining. For those that just joined us, please take a minute and go to Facebook, search for the Liberian Student Union in China, and just follow the page. Once we have 4K, then we're going to start up today. Okay? So please go there and follow the page. You can see currently we have where are my followers? Okay, Sima, I see you already followed the page already. Banga, already follow. That's great. Lama, Ahmad, thank you for following. So if you are here, kind of go to Facebook and follow the page before we get started. Kind of go there and follow before we get started. You know, this program is in partnership with the Liberian Student Union in China. So as your way of supporting or keeping updated with programs from the Student Union. Okay, now we are 4K. We are now at 4K. Thank you. Thank you. Keep following as we'll keep checking.
See you.
Yes, Richard?
If you've been following me, you can unfollow.
No, you don't have to unfollow. All right, thank you. Jeremiah, thank you for following. Miracle, thank you. And to every other person that just follow the page, thank you for following. So now we are at 4K. So welcome once more to day 3. As always, let us know where you are joining us from in the chat session by dropping your country name, or if you are in China, just drop the name of the city. Okay, good to see you again. I'm Keita from Haiyan, Jeremiah from Suzhou, Rachel from Beijing, Michelle from Liberia, Honorable Gaje from Wuhan, Sherman from Liberia, Abu from Wuhan, and Mohammed from Nanjing, Toidu, Sharon from Xi'an. Sharon has been here now for 3 days. Harrison from Liberia, Benga Joseph from Nigeria, Michelle Vampet, Honorable from Suzhou, our National Champion General, Augusta B. Brown from Liberia, Touré from Tianjin, Sise from Xi'an, Amarin from Dalian, Bobby Lane, B.D. Johnson. I don't know if you are related to Quinita D.S. Johnson. You also have D. Johnson.
Yeah, but so that's my big sis.
Oh, okay. All right, that's good. Good to know. Welcome, OB sister. Abdul Karim from Hefei, Asaf from Hefei, Mohammed from Nanjing, Atik from Xianyang, Peace Patrick from Liberia, MD Islam from Xi'an, Jonah from Nantong, Gabriel Kung from Wuhu, Fade and our Prince from Nanjing, Farouk from Nantong, Elijah from Wuhan, Honorable Joe from Huan, Sima from Liberia, Emmanuel from Congotown, Liberia, Honorable Wilson, putting his future country, Eric Doe from Xianyang, Harrison from Beijing, Daniel P. Newman from Liberia, Abraham from Qingdao, MD Toidu Islam from Dalian, Matilda from Nantong. So thank you and welcome. Welcome. Mariama from Sierra Leone, Freetown. So on day 5, we will start to download the certificates on day 5. And to download the certificate, you have to come to the website here. Come under the training tab, you'll see certificate verification. You click on it, you will have access to this page, where it's going to ask you to input your last name or your certificate ID. So this is the site you use. After inputting your name here, you click on search. If your certificate is there, you'll see this orange writing will come here. Click to download your certificate. If no information about you was uploaded, then it will also indicate that there is no information about you. Rachel joining from Uganda, welcome. So this is it. If you have any problem with the downloading process, you can send us email using that mail, or through WhatsApp, WeChat, or any of the volunteers. You can reach out to them and they will try to help you resolve it. It's also important to know that we have already done half of the certificate. Let me see if I can pull that up. We have already done half of the certificate. Just few people remaining. So these are all of the certificates. If you can see your name, that means yours has been done. But if you don't attend, if you don't complete today and tomorrow, then we will have to delete that certificate. Once the volunteer give us the name of those that attended, we will delete your certificate if you don't complete today and tomorrow. So the certificates are here. All right. And it's also the video for yesterday and previous days. They are already on the YouTube channel. They are already on the YouTube channel. You can go there and watch the videos, like, comment, or whatever you want to do with it. You can find it here on TIT page. You can also find it on the Liberian Student Union in China page as well. You can also find it here as well. Let me bring this guy down. Search for Liberian Student Union in China. You will find it on the YouTube channel, day 1 and day 2. And you can take screenshot of it. Maybe later on so you can follow. And please, for those of you that just joined, those of us that you met here, we follow the Liberian Student Union in China Facebook page a few minutes ago. We were at 3.9K. Currently, we are 4K followers now. So please follow the Liberian Student Union in China Facebook page. The link is in the comment section here. You can also search for the name as you can see it on the screen. Please search for Liberian Student Union in China and follow the page. We'll give you updates on those that are follow as we go along. It's just a simple click. We all use Facebook every day, so that shouldn't hurt. Something very easy to follow. There are a couple of other programs that will be coming up, and if you are not following the page, you might be missing out on some things. So that's it from that other side of the screen. Let me stop sharing and share screen 2 so that we can get started with what we have for you today. So today we'll be covering Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Word. Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Word. So before we start, let us know in the chat session. Let us know in the chat session on your skill level. How good are you with Microsoft? First, starting with Microsoft Word. On a scale of 1 to 10, for Microsoft Word, how good are you with that? Let us know in the chat session. Somebody have 9. That's 9 over 10. That's Richie. Another person have 8. That's Dolo. Michelle has 8 over 10. Another Michelle Logan has 6 over 10. George Thomas 8 over 10. Toidu 7 over 10. Sheku Sharif 8 over 10. Augusta B. Brown Jr. 8 over 10 and 3 over 10. Let us know in the chat session. And Blessing Kareem has 7 over 10. Harris 7. Farouk 9. Ragaje 7 over 10. Mariaman 3. Miracle 4 over 10, 9 over 10, 5 over 10, 6 over 10, 7, 6, 9. So on the average, we are all good. We are all good. Prince and Faith, you guys are together, so which one of you have 7 over 10? Okay, thank you for your feedback. Keep dropping it if you are still following. That means we all have a vast knowledge on how to use Microsoft Word. We already understand the basic things there. So it shouldn't be strange to us It shouldn't be strange to us when we are doing some basic things. So firstly, let's see how we can open Microsoft Word. Let us know in how many ways can you open Microsoft Word. How many methods do you know? How many styles do you know? Let us know in the chat section. How many ways, how many methods do you know how to open Microsoft Word? Just to search for it and open 2 ways. Dolo have 2 ways to open Word. Let us know in how many ways. You already have 7 over 10, 8 over 10 in using Microsoft Word. So how many ways? Josh have 3 ways. Michelle Logan has 2 ways of opening Microsoft Word. Okay. Let us know in the chat section. Aminanta has 2, 3, 2. So almost everybody have on an average is 2 ways to open it. Okay. So let's see. Number 1 way to open Microsoft Word. You can come here to the search area. You come to the search area and then you type Word, W-O-R-D. And for this training or this session, I'll be using Word 2019. Somebody send me ways. I'll be using Word 2019. So if you have 2016, 2010, 2007, we'll be using Word 2019. But basically, they will all have the same thing. We try to minimize things so that you don't be lost along the way. Where is my Word, okay? So you can come here to your search bar and search for Word, okay? And if your Word, you'll see it here, Word, and you can go with it. That's way number 1. Let me just click on it to open it. This is the first way to open it. You just search for Word and then you click to open it. The second way, let me also close this other Word screen that is here. Another way to open it, you can, if you already have it on your taskbar, you can just click on it. It will also open. That's another way to open it from your taskbar. And then another way to open it again is, if you have it on your desktop, you can also double click on it. That's another way. You can also use the run dialog box. The Windows key plus arrow is going to bring up the run dialog box, this one that have run on it. Then in this area, you can spell this function, WinWord, 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 WinWord. Once you do that, it will also open your Microsoft Word. WinWord. So WinWord will also open your Microsoft Word. That's number 3 or 4 now. Another way to open Word, you can also open it if you are directly into your command prompt. You can also directly open it from your command prompt if you are already there. Let's run it as admin. You can open Word from your command prompt. You can also open many other programs directly from your command prompt as well. I think I have to do MS Word, open MS Word. Did I close this thing? Let's run it as admin. So you have so many options to open Word. I have to enable something here. Sorry. It's not opening. I have to enable something, but I'll later on show you how we can open it to activate it from the markers. From command prompt. So out of these ways, we'll open the Word, but let's do it the default and normal way that you know it. And once Word is open, you will have this interface. For you, probably, depending on which version you are using. So maybe you can let us know in the chat section which version of Word you are using. Let us know in the chat section. I'm using 2019. Maybe some people have 2021. Some people have okay. I don't know. It's like I can. All right. Somebody using 2010, 2019, 2010, 2016, 2020. Okay. Somebody asked for my WeChat ID. So what I just shared in the group is my WeChat ID. If you are in China or you need to chat with me on WeChat, that's my WeChat ID. Somebody using Word 1998? All right, so I'm using 2019. There's also 2021 version of Word. There's 2019, 2020, and the rest of you. So your default view or your initial view should be like this if you just open it. And you will have so many other things that you can even start up to do from here. You can open a blank document to start working with Word, or you can use templates. Most of these ones you are seeing, they are all templates. If you keep scrolling down, you'll see they are all templates. So you want to do something with calendar, you just click on it. It will open. If you want to prepare some fashion brochure, you can also use it. Many people just use it for documentation, but there are different kinds of documentations that you can use Word for. There are different templates here. Maybe if you go to education, you have different templates on education related, like CV. Some of you, your CV, you need to update it. So you can use different formats here. They are all on education. If you check on the right side of the screen for categories, you have so many different templates here that you can go with. So many different templates. So it depends on what you want to do. If the resume or cover letter, you will see everything here about cover letter or resume. You can just click on it and get started with it. So you have different templates to go with. Okay, so you can see now, just click on one of those templates, and now it gives me this one. All I have to do is just change the person information from there to mine. So you have different templates that you can go with in Microsoft Word. So check around the templates and see which one you might want to go with. Yeah, that's my WeChat ID. IT_group B is my WeChat ID. So the next thing, after you open a blank document, maybe if you don't want to go with any of those templates and you click on blank document, it should give you this screen. This is the blank document screen that's going to give you. From this screen, there are so many things that we can explore just from the home tab. All of these ones up here, they are all called tabs or menu. The home menu, insert menu, draw, design, and so many other things we have here. You can even create your own. You can create your own menu and put different features into your menu. You can also incorporate third-party software like MathType. If you are doing research paper and you want to put formulas into your research paper. Somebody please mute Jeremiah. I don't know if he's in bathroom also. If you're using your research paper, you want to put formulas and different things, you can download this MathType and it's going to be integrated into your Word, and easily you can do your mathematical writing and everything from there. Even EndNote for your references, research, you can also use it from there. But if you just download your Word or using your Word, you will not find this. Like I said, they are third-party software, so you have to install it before you have it there. So like I said, all of these ones, they are menu, and these menus have different functions. We're going to go over each of them shortly. If you check at the very top, you'll see that we have the title called Document 2. That is because we have not saved this document yet. So it just come out as document 2 because I had another document that was open as document 1. So now this is document 2. So you will have to save it before the name here can change. And there are more other things we can do. If you're using a computer where it is more like a desktop, though it's a laptop, but the battery don't take longer time. The moment current goes, then the entire computer shut down. So if you're working on a complex report or you have taken your time to prepare your report and all of a sudden there's no electricity, there's a way in which you can be able to allow Microsoft Word to save your work by itself after a certain period of time. So even if you forget, it should be able to save as you keep tapping or as you keep working. We'll talk about that very shortly. Even up here in the upper right corner, you can see few quick access area, like to save, to undo, redo, and the mouse mode. You can have different options or different things here as well. You can even put additional things there. So I want you to check carefully. Currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 different functions here. So we'll be able to add additional things there that probably we use often, and we don't want to go be looking for it. We can just bring it right up here all by ourselves. More to that, you can minimize the page, you can maximize the page. For most of us that already have like 8/10, 9/10, these things shouldn't be new to you, but just for the sake of maybe those that will be following the video on YouTube later on how to use Word, they might want to go through all of the basics. Here we have rulers. We have our vertical and our horizontal rulers. These rulers help us to track the margin of our page. You can see right now the cursor is blinking right underneath this part of the ruler. So you can be able to either show this ruler or hide the ruler if you think you don't need it. There at the bottom, but before getting to the bottom, you realize that for each of these menus, they have a category. So like for the home menu, this entire clipboard region, you can see here in the upper right, left corner, you see clipboard. All of these things are under the clipboard category, like paste, copy, format painter. They are all under the clipboard category. So the person said go to home under the clipboard category and find this or do this. Then you start wondering, where can I find clipboard category here? So this is the clipboard category. And for font, the font category comprises of all of these guys. The font size, the font, making the text bold, underline, italic, uppercase, superscript, and so many other things. They are all these regions, they are all under the font. And all of these guys are under the paragraph category, like putting bullet points, numbering, your left, right, alignment, justification, indentation, line spacing, borders, they are all under the paragraph section. Under the star section is where we have the different kinds of headers and different kinds of stars. We can also create our own star, and that might be very helpful when you're doing something on table of content, or when you're working with a list of figures, list of tables, and you want to customize it to your own design. You can work with it using this entire star region. We'll show you as well how to use it. For this find area, you can find certain things in your document. If, for example, you have if you have this text here and you want to find, maybe there are a couple of them. Let me just copy it and paste it as much as possible. You want to find a text that have certain word. Okay, so if you click here on find in the upper right corner, it's going to bring up this navigation pane right here. And then in this area, you can search. For example, you want to find like over. So once you tap over, it's going to check in your document and show you every, and to highlight every other places you have over. So this might be helpful in some ways when you are checking on if you forget to remove certain thing or certain word from your report. You might also use this find area as well. But interestingly, you can use the replace. The replace gives you the option for you to find something, but then replace it with another thing. So in this case, maybe it's a maybe 90 pages report, and you want to find over and then replace it with something else. So let's say quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So quick brown fox jumps jump pass. Okay, so let's use pass. So you observe that everywhere that we have over in our document, if I click on replace all, it's going to change over. Here it gives us a notification that it have made 10 replacements. So everywhere that we have over has been changed to pass. Now if we search for over, we'll not see anything here right now. But now if we search for pass, we'll see that everywhere that we had over before, we now having pass there. So it becomes easier for you to just make changes to your document that have so many pages, and you don't have to go through it one by one to find exactly those words that you want to change. And you don't have much of a time. You have to give the report and all of that. So that might be very helpful for you. At the bottom here, you can see currently we are at the first page. I'm just zooming out. We only have one page, so that's what you see in the lower left corner. It tells you that you have page 1 of 1. So as you keep moving on, creating different pages or adding different pages, you will see that it's going to tell you wherever the cursor will be, it will tell you that the first number will be the position of the cursor. Currently the cursor is on page 1. That's why it tells us page 1 of 1. So if we have another page, for example, let's let me just create another one. I'm on page 2 of 2. If I come back to the first page, I'm on page 1 of 2. So you can see it here in the lower left corner for pages. And then you also see 90 words, meaning that's the number of words that we have on this page or in our entire document, not just the single page. But in our entire document, we currently have 90 words. And you can be able to change the mode here from the right-hand side, the lower right-hand side. You can put it into reading mode, into print mode, and web mode. Currently, we have it in print mode. By default, that is the mode it should be in print mode. And then you can also zoom in and out by either clicking and dragging, or you can use the plus sign or the minus sign to increase or decrease the zoom of your page. So that's just a quick overview of it, and now let's move into some detailed things. If you are following, please drop 1 in the session so that we know that you stay here with us and following. Please drop 1 in the chat session. Okay. All right. Okay, so now let's move on and let's explore each of them one by one and see what we can do with it. So if you check here carefully, it starts first with file. Before the home tab, we have file. From this file area, we can do a whole lot. We can control how our Word is operating. So when you click on file in the upper left corner, you have the option, first they give you info. Give you info about that particular document, when it was created, who created the document, and all of that. Later on, we'll show you how you can change it. Because if you send me a Word document, I can be able to know if that document was done by you or which computer that document was written on. So sometimes you might be very careful when you are sending your report. Maybe your friend do it for you on their computer, and Word capture the username of that computer, and you send it to the other person. If the person knows, they might be able to actually see who did that report. Or maybe it's the Laoshi or the teacher, and he's just trying to check all of your document, and he sees that all the report coming from one user. Maybe people are just changing only their name, their ID number, but then the owner of that document, the original owner of that document was this person, and that can also be changed, and that can also be harmful as well for you. So everything you can find here on info about that particular document you are working with. Up next to new, if you click on new, it's going to allow you if you want to create a new blank document, or if you want to go back to the same templates that we talked about at the beginning. So it's up to you on what you want to do. If you click on open, open is going to show you if you want to open if you want to open a specific folder, or you want to open maybe a particular document. You can be able to browse now from different locations. You can browse from different locations to find the document you want to find. But your recent documents, your recent folders will be shown up here. So you can be able now to just easily navigate there. But if they are not here, you can browse, or you can click on this PC. If you double click on this PC, now it will take you to search your computer to find that particular document you want to find. Okay? To find a particular document you want to find. Once you do that, you just click on open, it's going to open. If you click on save, the difference between save and save as is that the very first time you have the document, or you open the document outside of work, save can work as save as. Save can work as save as for the very first time. But after you already saved the document and you click on save, you are just saving the changes you have made since the last time you saved the document. They are just changes that you have made, you are saving. Save as operates in a form where it allows you to choose where you want to save your document. So maybe if you already have a copy of that document, save somewhere. If you already have a copy of that document, save somewhere, you want to create another copy and save it in another folder, then you can use the save as option here. So when you click on save as, you find where you want to save it, you find that location, and then you can go about saving it there. You can now choose different name. And down carefully, you check under here, you see the author right here. it shows that the author is Guru B. That's what we saw from the other side. So you can come here and change, remove Guru B here, and just put maybe administrator. That might just go as default for most of the computers. So that way, anybody opening this computer, they will not see opening this document, they will not see it as a Guru B serving as the author of this document. They will not see it as just one administrator. Or you could even put your name there. So that's the way you can be able to know which computer or which author and have that document. From this same screen of saving your document, you can add all of these things, but they are not basically important. But something that's very important here, you can see right beside the Save button, we have Tools. Beside the Save button, we have Tools. OneDrive is a Microsoft product. The same way you have Gmail, OneDrive is another drive given to you as a part of the Microsoft product, where it allows you to save your files and photos into that drive, which is online. So the OneDrive is an online storage. So if you come right beside the Save button, you will see Tools. When you click here on the drop down, you have the option to put a password on that document. So when you come here to General option, you can do many other things like password to open. So anytime somebody want to open that particular document, they should enter the password before they can open that document. So it might also be helpful if it's a sensitive document you're sending, and you don't want anybody to just read the content. Before they open it, let them put a password there. So you can also do it like this. Put a password open, and then also for file sharing, if you want to share this file, anybody want to make modification to this document, they should input this other password. So one, just for you to open the document, you got to put a password. For you to modify anything, put a password as well. So it's up to you. You can also protect the document. If you don't want to put a password and you just want people to maybe read a document, but they shouldn't make any changes. If you click on that option, let me go back there. That's what took us to this area we are now. If you just want to press into view the document, they should read it, but they should not make any changes to it. Then you can come to this general option, and then you click on protect document. Protect document. Once you click on protect document, you can just close all of these screens and come back here. You see this on the right hand side of your document. You see this thing here, restrict editing. Okay, you see this guy right here, restrict editing. So you can limit formatting to a section of styles. You can also allow only this type of editing in your document. So when you click in this one, you only want comments. People should only make comments. People should only track changes. People should only fill in forms if you have a form in the document, or people should only read a document. They should make no changes to your document. They should only read it. So all of these options, you have it. If you are working with any kind of a sensitive document, you have all of these options. If you knew it before, that's fine. If you don't know it, let us know in the chat session by sending 2. If it is a first time, understanding that you can put a password, you can restrict the document by others allowing the person to read it, or the person should put a password before they even open it. Let us know in the chat session probably, so that we know if this is helpful for some people. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, that's good. So also we go back to the file. We're just exploring there the save as option. So these are a couple of things we could do there, and you can just go there and do a whole lot from that area. After that, you have the file name. So even your document, sometimes you don't have to just save it as a Word document. So there's a Word document, but then we can change the Save As tab. So right after you put the name of this document, so let's save it. Let's save the first one. This is our first save we are doing. We have not saved it before, so let's click on Save. And after saving, if you look up here, it's no longer document 2, but it's now saved as the Quick Brown Fox Pass the Lazy Door. Let's go back here and now try to create. We already read the report, but we want to now save it as a PDF, or we want to save it in a different format. So let's come back here. What we have, the Save As tab, we can click on it. We have different options. We can save it as a Word document. We can save it with a macro enable to have different function as well. If you have older version of Word, like from Word 97 to 2003, you can save it so that when you're sending this document to somebody who is still living, like somebody said they have Word 1998. So somebody in that category, because you can see it started from Word 97. So even the person having Word 1998 or Word 98, they should still be able to open a modern day document, though I'm not hearing you from an end. Hello? Somebody said they're not hearing me. Can somebody please confirm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't connected. They are sonning the Bluetooth, man.
Okay.
Yeah, it's live.
All right. Thank you. So you can save your document in different formats.
Yeah, I got it.
You can save your document in different format. You can now save it as PDF. Probably you finish your entire report. You just come and click on PDF. Now this document will be saved as a PDF instead of the Word document. So you don't have to download a PDF converter, or you don't have to go online and put a document somewhere to convert it to PDF, or even send it to your friend like, hey bro, please help me to save my document as PDF. I don't have any PDF converter, but you actually have it. You just don't know, that's all. So you can be able to save a document as PDF from here. And there are so many other options you can use. You can even save it as a web page and a lot more. So moving forward, don't send your document to anyone to save it or convert it to PDF when you already have one at your disposal. Okay, let's go back again to file. And now let's explore. Let's first go to account. On the account, you can see if your product is activated. So right under this office, you can see product activated. If activation is required, you'll be notified here. So let's see. No, I don't want people to for your friends to know that you are not having activated word. Yeah, exactly, Honorable. You can send your status report even with password and just tell the person, oh, person. You can even send it in the official group. You see people be fighting to open it. Everybody wants to see what's in the report, but they will open it and ask for password.
Well, someone else will leave it.
Your post salary or scholarship opportunity for everyone, or free money. Everyone asking for the password. So you can see here to know if your product is activated. If it is not activated, then you can try to get a product key or find another way to activate it. But if we come to option, at the very last here, we come to option. You click on option. On an option, you can be able to change most of the things that Microsoft put there by default and all of that. If you don't want your default user to be Guru B, like the author of your document, you can just put administrator. If maybe many people are using your computer to do their report, you are running maybe a desktop publishing area or the cafe or somewhere, you can just change this guy to administrator so that people don't have to be changing the authorship of the document every time. More to this, we'll just focus on a few of them, but you can come here anytime to read. Let's come to, okay, let's just go over one at a time. some documents, you will see the symbol in it, this paragraph mark. And you might be wondering how to get it out of a document. It's just because the person actually enabled this thing. So it will just be in your document on each line. You might just be confused every time. So you can just come here. This is where you can come to remove that guy. For printing option, you want to make sure that print drawing created in Word. So if this is not selected, any kind of drawing you do, and you want to print that document, you will not be able to print it, or it will not come out from your document. If you put background colors, maybe the white color that Microsoft gave you, you feel like it's not sufficient, you want to change the background color of the document, or you want to put images there in the background. If you do that, if you try to print it from your own computer, it will not print. You got to make sure you enable it to allow your Word to print any document that have background color or images. So they are all self-explanatory here. You can go about it. Let's come to proofreading. All these ones, they are all checked, like ignore words in uppercase. So words in uppercase will not be read as error, or you will not see red line on it. So you have to be very careful when you are spelling words with uppercase to make sure that it is properly spelled, because Word will no longer now give you any spelling correction for words that are in uppercase. So if you don't want this, you can just uncheck it, so that even if you have words in uppercase, it will not be ignored when it comes to checking the spelling and grammar. But if you are sure of your spelling, you can leave it here. You can also tell Word to ignore words that contain numbers. Also ignore internet and file addresses, and also flag repeated words. So all these ones, you can check them as you go along the way. For spelling correction, if you want also Word to correct spelling or check your spelling, you can also enable all of these things to check your grammar and all of that. They can check everything here. To the save option, what I was talking about in the very beginning, that you can allow Word to save your work as you keep tapping or as you keep working. Probably you are having electricity problem and you don't know when current will go. You are just there hoping that you have current. But then, like for mine, it will save after every 2 minutes. Okay? After every 2 minutes, it will save by itself. So as long as I save it initially and I just keep working, or if I leave this computer and go outside for 2 minutes, whatever I was doing before I go out, it will be safe, and next time I come back, I will still find it. So in the event where I go out, and then within that 2 minutes it's safe, but then current go, and then I have to restart my computer, I will still have the ability to recover this file from this location. You can also change the location for yours to put it to somewhere that you can easily remember, but your recovery file will be here. So this should be helpful for some of you who have internet, not internet, but electricity problem. And your default saving or save as option, you wanted to save as a Word document. If you want by default, it should save as Word 97, or it should be saved as text file, or whatever option you want. You can choose your default here. But the default one that Microsoft gave you is the Word document, which everybody will follow. So you can do more things here as well. You can even add additional languages. If English is not your first language, you can also add another language here. Let's come down to the ribbon. You can also check this guy, but we have a couple of things to do. So let's come quickly to the ribbon. The ribbon is where we have all of those menu. Like we have home, insert, draw, design, layout, and all of those guys. You can see everything here. All of them there that I want here. Home, insert, draw, design, layout. You can even add additional features. You can add additional features in it. You can even create your own. Currently, you can see that I have EndNote and all of these guys. If I try to create my own tab, I can create my own tab and say new tab. And this tab, you can try to rename it. So let's call this tab you can create this tab and call it OWCC. My mouse is not clicking. And then you can add additional features into it. Let me uncheck it quickly. Okay, we'll turn it off. Let's take it from the home. Expand this home, and then from the home we have different categories. We talk about the clipboard, the font, paragraph, style, editing. You can also decide to remove certain things from there or add certain things there on each of those categories. So you can play with the default thing that Microsoft gave you. You can add your own things there as well. Let me, sorry. Why my rename is not renaming? But yours, if yours is working from your side, then you could go with it. You click on rename to change the name instead of new tab. To change the name and add your own name or whatever name you want. You can also add it from here. And if you create that new tab and you want to add features into it, for example, if we leave it there like this as new tab and we don't change the name, we can come here to this new tab and then we add features into it. So features that are on the left side here, we can add it into those, the new tab we just created. So you just click on it and then you say add. You click on add. So you can see here on a new tab, I have copy. If I also want to add maybe to draw table, they should all be under that specific tab. So you can create a new tab where you put things that you use frequently. You can have your own tab and just put everything there. Let me click on OK. And you can see here after home, I have new tab. And that new tab, I have copy, I have draw. These are only two things that I put there. And because I never rename the tab, so that's what you see as new tab. But if you can go back and still rename it, you can also go back and remove it from there. So go back to File, Option, Custom Ribbon, and I can uncheck it to just deactivate that new tab from there. Now I no longer have the new tab. I just have my home, insert, what have you, and what have you. So you can come back here and play with it to do more other things that you probably want to do. You can change. Now it's on a popular command. You can add, you can say all command. So it will show you additional things that you don't know exist. You can see all command will give you a whole lot. Popular command will just give you popular things that people use often, but there are so many other commands that you can go with. For the quick access toolbar, the one I told you about way up in the upper left corner, where we have save, currently we have save, undo, redo. We can also add additional things there. Let's say we also want to copy. We don't have any copy option there quickly, so we can add copy. We can also add paste. Now when I save it and I look way up here in the upper left corner, I can now see the copy and paste being added. So when I highlight this text, you will see that copy is available, paste is also available. So things that you want to use quickly, if you don't want to put it in a new tab or create a new menu for it, you can be able to put it up here on things that you work on most often. Okay, so that's it for that the file area we just talked about. If you want to print, the print option is here. You can choose the printer. You got to install a printer, but this one is for maybe another session or another day. But whatever you are, if you have a plug and play printer, it should work faster. If you have a network printer, you can just search, your IT department should help you with that, to find a network printer, and you can print the number of copy you want. You can increase or decrease. If you want to print all the pages, or you just want to print only the current page, maybe you have 50 pages and currently your cursor is on page 10. If you just want to print only page 10, you can click here on print page 10 or current page. Print current page. Or you can even specify the pages that you want to print, maybe 10, 11, 12, and all of that. You can specify it here. If you also want to print on one side or you want to print on both sides, you can also do it from here. Choose the option from here. So if you have never printed before, the day you opportune to print, just know that you can find it from here. You want to print a document back and forth, you can do it from here. Also, you want it to be in portrait or landscape, you can also choose if you want the page to be portrait or landscape. The different kind of letter or different document type. Letter, maybe for those in America, the papers they use is mostly letter, but A4 is the most common paper. A legal paper is the one that have that court case paper, or the paper that have the, mostly for the court related cases. That's the legal paper. It's a very long one. It's longer than A4. So you might want to go with that one. We also have A3. A3 is another big one that is used for printing banners and all of that. So it's up to you to choose all of your print option here. If you want to share a document, you want to export it as what, you can do it from there. If all is clear on the first part we just talked about, so if you want to get away with the new tab or delete it from the ribbon, then you just go back here and uncheck it. Go back to option, come to customize ribbon. The new tab you just created, like for me, is not checked again. I can just uncheck it. Okay, once you uncheck any tab, even the current home tab, when you uncheck it, you will not find home again. So if you want to maybe trick your stuff for your friends or your brother or your sister, you can just go ahead and uncheck. Oh, Olano. You can uncheck them, and then the person open the word, they can find any tab. They are confused. Now they are looking for you. Please, can we go over the document lock again if you have the time? You're talking about the password. So you can go back and hide all of these things, and your friend just be looking for, I was looking for this home tab or the inside tab, I can't find it. And you just come and add a bar RT, man, just, come to your ribbon and just uncheck it. For the password aspect, you come to save as. Look for save as, and then find where you want to save the document. The place you want to save the document. On here, you find tools. Click here on tools and look for general option. When you click on general option, you will now see the first one, file encryption option for this document, password to open. So for the document to be open, if you want password on it, you put a password there. If you want to put both, after the person open the document, they put a password, and then for them to change anything or modify anything, they should also put additional password. So these two passwords can be different. They don't have to be the same. So that's where you can find it. If you don't want to put password, but you just want people to read the document, but don't make any changes, or they should only make comments, then you can protect the document. Use the protect option. All right, so that's it for that side. Let's come down to explore each of the menu. If all is clear, please send clear before we start to explore each of these menu or tab. If all is clear. I tell you, you just disable all the tab. The guy's just looking for where they can find a tab. They can see it. Okay, somebody say 80% clear. C'est clear, c'est clear. If you are following, please let us know in the chat session. Don't sleep in class. Don't sleep in class. Let us know. Send Claire. If you see your classmate sending Claire, you don't know. Okay, somebody send one. I think you never wake up. If you see your classmate sending Claire, you just send Claire. I call Vetan. You just woke up. Okay, I'm here. So you see your classmate sending Claire, you just send Claire. Very good. Okay. So we are all clear. Let's move on. Now we are the home menu or the home tab. From the clipboard category, we can copy this, highlight this text. If you want to highlight a single word, you can just double click that word. If you want to highlight the entire line, you can do it 3 times. You click 3 times. Okay? Only if you want to highlight the THE, you just double click. Let me zoom in my screen. If you want to highlight this entire line, instead of you clicking and dragging your mouse on the reach here, you can easily just click on THE 3 times. 1, 2, 3. It will highlight the entire line. Okay? So you can do it like that. If you want to highlight everything, it's Control A, or you can just click and drag as you want. But Control A should help you highlight the entire writing. Or a blessing. If which one is not clear, let us know in the chat session. Maybe some of your classmates will even give you the answer from there. But you can send your question in the chat session, or you can raise your hand if it's not clear. So the highlight, like we said, Control A will highlight all. If you double click the THE, it will highlight only THE. If you triple click the THE, it will highlight the entire line. Okay? It will highlight the entire line. So let's highlight the quick brown. We can, if we cut it, we talked about cut, we talked about copy yesterday. So the same concept apply here. If we cut this guy, it will be removed from the current position. So if you cut this guy, it's no longer there. If you cut it, it's no longer there. Okay, but if you copy it, it will still be there. You can go and paste it to wherever you want to paste it. Another beautiful thing that you can do here that I learned from at the time doing my bachelor's thesis. That's when I saw the professor doing it on my work, and I just saw him doing it, and I got it. Though it was there a long time ago, but I don't know. So let's edit this second line, right? And let's make some additional changes to it. Let's say we want to make it bold, we want to make it italic. And we want to do the same thing. We want to do the same thing for maybe this second to the last line. We want to do the same thing. But we don't want to come back here and click on bold, click on italic again. We don't want to do that. We want to find a way that we can just easily do it. So you can highlight this guy, or you can either click behind this guy, this line that have the formatting on it, and then you click here on Format Painter to the clipboard area. We stay at the clipboard. You click on Format Painter. Once you do that, and you come to where you want to make that thing to take effect, you just click and drag it or highlight that region. It will take every other formatting that was on the other text above. Every other formatting that was on the other text above will follow that format painter you click on. So let's go back. We make this one bold and italic, but we also want to make this one bold and italic. But then we don't want to come and be clicking on everything. Maybe, for example, even our color, we make it this, we make it that. We don't want to go through all of those clicking again. We just highlight that line, click on Format Painter, go to wherever you want that same formatting to take effect, and just highlight that region, that word, or that entire sentence, or that entire paragraph, and just release your mouse. You will have the same thing happening there. Okay, so that's the clipboard area. We just done with the clipboard area. If all is clear for the clipboard, there are basically three things there. If all is clear from that clipboard, you can send 2. The video will be on YouTube. You can always go back to the video and rewatch the video. But we will stop, for Microsoft Word, we'll stop talking about it by 8:45. And then we take maybe 5 or 10 minutes break to go to Excel so that your brain can refresh before we go to Excel. So if the clipboard is clear, let's move on quickly. The next one is the font category. The font category, though we just did something there, but let's see what we can do with the font category. From the font category, you have to highlight the particular area you want to reflect your changes. Jala, you can raise your hand and then unmute yourself. Jala, you say you have a question. Jala Gibson? Yeah, you can unmute yourself and ask.
Yeah, concerning the format printer, right? I want to know if every time you select something, you have to go back to the format printer or you can use it continuously.
What was saved there is under the category of clipboard. What was saved there will be saved. So the next time you go to the other area, you can still apply it there.
You can still apply the same thing. Can you give her a try? Or you can go over it again, please? Like if you highlight the first line here and then to make it go to all the lines, like from 1, 2, 3, like you do it one.
Okay, let's change this first one. Bold, change the color to red. Maybe underline it. And then we can now click on Format Printer. I can either click and drag to highlight everything. It will take effect one by one. They will take effect on that line. Or I can do it on one line at a time. I can also do it on a particular word. Maybe only want it on this section of it. It will take effect on that particular section of it. So whatever place we want it or however way we want it, we can be able to go with it. But then you have to, the next time you want to go with it, you have to specify if you still want to go with the same formatting that is here. Because if, for example, you just click here now, or you highlight this guy, and you click on Format Printer, it will not take effect, or it will not copy the one that is in red, because the one is in red is different thing. The one you highlighting now to apply Format Printer, it will only take the formatting that is already there for that particular section you are highlighting.
So every time you want to do new one, you have to go back and highlight it, right?
Yeah, you have to go to that particular one you want to reference and highlight the one you want to reference and go to where you want to make that to take effect.
Yeah, because the reason I ask is that sometimes you can be writing that you need to make the subtitle bold, like for maybe 4 to 5 paragraph, right? But then you can highlight everything because it can be between some paragraph that you don't need to highlight. So that's what I was asking, that maybe if you having to select it one time, if you can apply it to all the
What we can
section that you want to use it on.
What we can do for this question, we can create star. When we come to the star area, you see we'll do something about it. We can create a star.
Okay.
And in that star, we can, for example, you want to say, you want to create something for your list of figures, list of table, or even your heading 1, heading 2, how you want it to be. So the next time, you just go to that area and click, and I will show you quickly when we get there. I think I understand what you're talking about. All right, so the next place is on this font category. For font, we can change, when you hear font refers to the writing style. Font size refers to the number, how big or small you want that writing to be. So font is the writing. When they say change the font, you should know where to go. Change the font means change the writing style. So let's take, for example, we come to this guy here, we highlighted, and then we want to change the font For most documents or most people, they will tell you to use Times New Roman. So you can see here, Times New Roman is right here. Or you can easily search in the font area. You can easily search for Times New Roman. It's going to pop up as you keep going. For those joining now, the platform is already, getting a notification is already full. So you have to join from Facebook. But please keep track of your records there. So let's change this particular writing style. Currently, the font of it is calibrate body. We want to change it to Times New Roman. For most of your documents, your supervisor or your TC's requirement, they will tell you to use a specific font, which is Times New Roman, and then you can go with Times New Roman. And then it will tell you like the font size should be 12. So font size 12 means you should do it like this. You should either come here, click on 12, or you can click inside and choose 12, or write 12 yourself. You click inside and you write 12 yourself. So that's how you play around with it. I think for those writing the PYPP exam, when you go Liberia, after graduating, you go Liberia, you want to take the Presidential Young Professional, you want to join that program, and the program basically is it's going to help you if you pass all of the requirements, then they will, based on your own career, professional, or discipline, they will assign you to different ministry. Maybe you are basically working with agriculture ministry, or you want to work agriculture ministry. In the form, everything you fill that in. So they'll give you tests for Microsoft Word, for internet. They will give you tests for Excel. They will give you tests for essay and all of those things. So in that requirement, they'll also give you what they want. They'll tell you to create this using this. So even though you have your degree, you are knowledgeable about your subject matter, but then you don't know how to do the basic things when it comes to Microsoft Word and all of these things. So somebody who knows how to do the basic things, they might pass that exam, even though they don't know the practical aspect to that extent more than you. But the fact that you don't know how to operate these basic things and you fail the exam, how do you expect the people to understand that this person can be trusted with government computer or be trusted to do government work with the basic things? Now you might be left behind, though you have the skill more than that person. So it's important for you to make use of these sections, especially for those that will be going into that area. That was just a heads up to you. Let's move on. So we change the font and the font size. We can also make it italic. Italic is just to slant the text a little bit, make it bold to make it darker on a line, just to put a line on it. So these ones, they are basically easy. Control B will also help you to do it. If you come here, you see the shortcut keys for them. Control U, Control I, Control B will help you to do this faster. So you don't have to be clicking, moving your mouse when you already have a keyboard. Control B, Control I, Control U. They should help you to do these things very, very quicker. This one is for you to make the text bigger or make it smaller. For example, let's increase the size. So instead of me using this guy, I can use the big A. When I click on it, you'll see that the text or the font size will be increasing. When I click on the small a, it will be decreasing. So if you don't want to use this guy, you can also use the small a, big A. This other one I have small a and big A together is for you to either decide if you want the text to be uppercase, lowercase, sentence case, and different kind of case, camel case, and all of that. Let's say you want to capitalize all of the writings. You can use uppercase. Now you have capitalized all of the writing. This might be helpful in a sense where you have an entire document and the person says, oh no, I want you to make all of the writing to be uppercase. Now here you are confused, worrying that you have to go and tap this thing all over. But you don't have to do so. You can just come here and then choose uppercase. If the person said they want it in lowercase, you come and choose lowercase. If they tell you they want it in sentence case, a sentence according to the way you learn English. A sentence start with a capital letter like that. So it will capitalize the first word, which is the THE, the T here. It give you a sentence case. So you can choose the different one that you need to go with. This one just to put color. If you want to make the color of that writing to be whatever it is, you can put a color on it. Okay. If you want to put highlighter on it, you can also highlight a particular section of your document and superscript, subscript, and all of that. So this one is a superscript. This one is a subscript. So you can be able to play, especially when you're dealing with numbers and you want to put superscript and subscript into your document, you can use this guy with it. So let's go quickly. We have a couple of things. Maybe I'll just review this guy, the home tab. Then we do something quickly, and because we have 25 minutes to close the session for Microsoft Word. Word is very complex. We have, not complex, but it's buggy. So many things to learn. So up next is the paragraph section. So in the paragraph section, we have this first one is to choose the different bullet points. If you want to have this bullet point, this one, whatever bullet point you want, you can go with a particular bullet point. Let's say you want to have a check mark to number 2, and then number 1, you want to have another bullet point of this one. So this is where you can find it. Another option is if you want to use numbers or numbering your document, you can come here and then choose the kind of numbering you want. If you want ABC, 1, 2, 3, or Roman numeric, you also want it to be, one side of it should be closed with a parenthesis. You can choose based on your own style and your own formatting, however way you want it. Okay. This one also gives you a whole list of different versions of it, how you want the ordering to be. You can come and choose it as well from here. This one is for indentation. You can increase the indentation. Indentation is just basically going to push the writing either to the left side or to the right side. Depends on how much you want your indentation to be. If you want maybe number 1 should come under the check mark, then you can keep pushing it in that fraction. You can put this one currently is the default one to align the text to the left hand side, but you can also put the text in the middle by using Control E, or you click here on this guy. It's going to bring your text in the middle. If you want to put it to the right hand side, your entire writing will go to the right hand side. If you want to justify it, which is better, to make all of the writing to be in proper alignment. Some shouldn't go the other side, another one go the other side. So you can highlight everything here, and then you click here on justify. So justify should now allow you to have a centralized text for all of your writing. Not centralized per se, but to have the right and left margin to be intact. This guy will help you with distribution of the space. If you have too much spaces in your writing and you want to distribute it evenly, you can use this one. But this one is mostly used when it comes to research or writing your reports. They will tell you to use line spacing of either 1.5 or line spacing of 2 or line spacing of 1.15 or line spacing of 1.0. This is where you can find a line spacing. Line spacing will just create a little bit of or more space after each sentence or after each word. But basically line is going to go by line. So you can see here now on line spacing of 2.5, you can see I created a gap in between. This gap that I created in between, you cannot be able to tap inside. You can tap in between this this gap that is created. Okay, you will not be able to tap inside. So that's the line spacing, but most time I will tell you to do 1.5. You can make it automatic by clicking right here on this drop down. For each of the categories, they have a drop down right here. There's a little icon right here. When you click on it, now you can specify moving forward. I want all of my line spacing to be 1.5. All of my line spacing in my document should be 1.5. So that way, when you're writing your thesis, you don't have to, when you're starting your work, you just want to set everything and just move on. You don't want to be moving here and there and forget that maybe at a certain point in time, you didn't use line spacing of 1.5. So you set it up here, line spacing 1.5. And then if you want this thing to skip 2 characters, like for Chinese thesis, they might want to, the first sentence, the first word, they might want you to skip 2 characters. For Hoha people, they might want you to skip 2 characters. If the sentence is starting with, let me remove this bullet. Okay, let me use this guy down here. Like this THE here, you want it to move by 2 characters in front. So when I click here, currently is at 1 point something. Let's put it line spacing at 1.5 and then skip 2 characters. So that would take effect for the first aspect of it. Let's make it to be the first line. Line spacing 1.5. The first line should skip 2 characters. So it's very, 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 very big. 2 characters is creating this bigger space. This space you can tap inside. You can tap in that space. So you might want to either reduce it if it should be 0.02. Okay. So you can play with that based on your requirement, but this is where you can find it. If they tell you to skip your first line, skipping 2 characters, then you can use it. You can use this area for it. Let's go quickly to the star, and maybe the star section will be helpful for those that want to do their table of content and other aspects. Let me remove all of the formatting on this document. Okay. Can the line spacing be referred to as double line spacing? No, it's line spacing. It can be referred to as double line spacing. You also have double line. You have 1.5. You have at least. You have exactly a multiple. So double line spacing is different from line spacing. Line spacing is just a general term, but on a line spacing you have different type of line spacing. So it's not the same as double line spacing. So up next is the star session. In the star session is where we can determine when we want to create our automatic table of content. So let's put this, let me zoom out a little bit, and we'll put on the first page there. Okay, you stop right here. So let's work with this text right here. And let's say we want to, yeah, Edward, I'm coming, I will get you, just keep your hand up. Let's say we want to make this guy to be chapter 1, the heading of chapter 1 of our thesis, of our report. So this one, we want it to be chapter 1. We have, in the section here, we have different heading 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you keep going, additional headings will be coming. But heading 1 is the bigger one. As you keep going down, that's how it becomes smaller. Heading 2 is next to heading 1. So the size and everything of heading 1 will not be the same as the size for heading 2. And once you click on heading 2, you come back here, you see heading 3. You click on heading 3, you see heading 4, like that, so forth and so forth. So let's make this one heading 1. Okay? And you can format how you want the things to be. Maybe heading 1, currently the default one. The font here, meaning the writing style, is the calibrate light, and the font size is 16. All right? And the color here you can see is kind of a light blue. So you might want to change how this heading 1 is reacting so that the next time, anywhere in your document you choose heading 1, it should take effect on the changes you specify, like the question of Jala. Because currently, when I go with this, let's say I finish giving us one heading 1. Let's say I give this guy here heading 2. No, let's put on heading 2. Now you can see after I click on heading 2, heading 3 already come. When I click on heading 3, heading 4 will come. Let's make this one to be heading 3. So you can see the difference. Heading 4 already come here. But let's make this one again to be heading 1. And now I'm going to copy this guy and let's paste it a little bit so that we can see what's happening here. And after heading 1, we can paste a couple of text here so that at least each of our chapter will have some writing in it. Each of our chapter we got few writing in it. All right, so let's change the title here, or let's change this one. We can just call it chapter 1. Chapter 1, and we can call this guy chapter 2. We can also call this guy chapter 3, but I think we'll also change the heading again because you remember I changed some of them to be heading 3, heading 4. So each of the chapters should have the same heading 1. Okay, that one was heading 4. Each of the chapters should have the same heading 1. So currently chapter 1 having heading 1, but when I click on chapter 2, when I check to the star here, I can see heading 2. So each of them should have heading 1. But with what we have just done, this makes our work easier whenever we want to generate our table of content. So I will zoom out a little bit. We'll still come back here and do a couple of things with it. But let's see now how we can generate our table of content just by what we have just applied using the H1 and all of those guys. So when I come here, I can even do it on a new page. But let's do it right here, since it's not that much. You click to a white space, and then you go to Insert. Not Insert, I'm coming, let me come here to References. And then you see Table of Content. You are not highlighting anything now. You are not highlighting anything. You have already specified H1, H2, H3, all of that on your document. So you don't need to highlight your report. You don't need to highlight your thesis again. So just come here to References, come here to Table of Content, and then you choose Automatic Table 1. Automatic Table 1. When you click on it, it will automatically bring up your table of content. And you will see the page number. Everything will be automatically captured. And exactly as you choose the different kind of H1, H2, and all of that, you will see that it will take effect just as you chose them. Now, if you come back here to your work, maybe your supervisor says you should make some changes. Now, you can see that chapter 2 and chapter 3, they are not carrying the same H1. They are carrying H2 and H3. So let's fix that. And after we fix that, we can just update that table of content, and it will update by itself with every other changes we have made. So let's make changes to heading 1. Or first, let's put everything here to heading 1. Let's put chapter 2 and chapter 3 to heading 1. We make chapter 2 heading 1. We make chapter 3 also to be heading 1. So now everything here is heading 1. We can save it, Control S. When we come here to our table of content, we just click on it, and here we can see Update Table. Let me zoom in a little bit. We can see here Update Table. When we click here on Update Table, we have two options. Do we want to only update the number? Maybe it was the page numbering that we make some changes on. We don't want to update our entire document. We can just update only the tables, the numbers. But let's update the entire table. So click here on Update Entire Table. You click on it. Now you see that automatically you have captured whatever settings or changes we made in our actual document. It will also reflect the page number. If probably your chapter 2 is no longer on page 10, it has moved to page 18, it will automatically capture the page number as well for you. You don't have to change these things manually. Now let's also, if I click here, when I come here on this line, I hold the control key, one finger pressing on the control key, and another finger click, it will automatically take me to that particular chapter because now this has already been synchronized. They have already been connected. So if I want to go to chapter 2, I can just come here quickly, hold the control key and click on it. It will take me straight to chapter 1, whatever place that I go. But then maybe our university don't want us to make our heading 1 to be blue and to be 16, also to be calibrate light. Our university have their own requirement. They want it to be maybe Times New Roman. They want it to be 14. They want it to be bold. They want it to be red. For everywhere we have heading 1 in our document. So we can just come back here to our style section. We expand this drop down. We expand the drop down, and then we can click here on you just right click on the heading 1, find the heading 1 in this entire thing, find heading 1 and right click on it, and then you click on modify. So when I click on modify, now I can be able to modify whatever default settings Microsoft or my friend or whoever that was using our computer had there before. So you can see that by default it was blue. We don't want it to be blue, we want it to be black. So moving forward, anytime I hit on H1, it should be black. Moving forward, anytime I hit on H1, the font size should be 14. And also it should be bold. As we're making the changes, you can see it gives us a preview here. We can see a preview in our document here. And also we don't want it to be on calibrate light. We want it to be on Times New Roman or whatever that will be given to us. We can change the name here or specify it. Times New Roman. And let's say also maybe you want it in the center, you want it to the left, to the right, however way you want it. You can even change the name from H1, you can change it to your own name. So that the next time you see H1, you can realize, oh, it will not be H1 again, it will just be your own name. But if you don't want to do too much, you can just leave it on H1. And then you can decide if you want this template should reflect on every other document that you'll be doing moving forward, or you only want it to be on this particular thesis document. If on this thesis document you want these changes to reflect on, then you can leave it as it is and just click on OK. Automatically, you see here is it changed everything. We never come back here to change them one at a time. Everything gets changed by itself. Now when I click on chapter 1, when I come to the font and the font size here, you can see it's already Times New Roman, it's already 14. So automatically it has been updated. If I come here to my table of content, if I update, everything also will take effect. The table of content as well, we can also modify it based on the writing style we want. But this basic thing costs a lot to some people. Let's say in chapter 1, you also have subsections. You can also change these guys to be H2, H3, like that, H4. It's basically up to you. So let's make this guy to be H2, right? And then we can also make this guy to be H2. For chapter 3, we got one H2 as well. These are subsections within your thesis. So we can save it. If we update our table of content and update the entire thing, we should now see that we have these different sections. We can even change the name or add in front of here and say section 1. Section 1. We can also say chapter 1, section 1. It depends on your own, if that section or whatever thing you are different title, the subtitle, it don't have to be section. It can just be the title of your actual document. So when I come back here to my table of content and I update it, I will now have what I was looking for. Section 1, everything will be reflected. If I push, you can see here chapter 4 is on page 2. Chapter 4 is down here. This other section of chapter 4 is on page 2 here. Okay, so we can do it like that and fix our table of content as we move along. If any question on this, we can talk about it before we show again how to get to that window, how to generate a table of content. Which option should I go to? To generate a table of content, firstly, you make sure that you have each of these areas that you want to reference as your heading, as your chapter 1 of your thesis or your sub chapters. You make sure you either highlight them or you click in front or behind it and choose heading 1. Make sure it is on heading 1. Do that for all of your chapters and all of your sub chapters. Then you come to the references tab or the references menu. Come to the references menu, and then you come here to table of content. When you come to table of content, you click on the first one, automatic table 1. Automatic table 1. Once you click on it, it will automatically generate the table of content based on your entire document, where you put H1, H2, H3, your heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. It will automatically generate that for you. We can do the same thing for table of figures. We can do the same thing for list of tables. We can do the same thing as well. So this one is basically for table of content. So if all is clear, or if you have any specific question on this before we move on, you can let us know. If it is all clear, or if it's your first time maybe experiencing this, then you can send us 3 in the chat session to know that you're still following.
Can you go over again with on the dialog box for formatting the heading, the chapter headings, please?
All right, I'll do that. So for those that already got it and you already clear, just send 3 so that we know that you are following and you got it. Edward, you can unmute yourself and ask. Edward, you can unmute yourself and ask your hand up.
Yes.
But
Yes.
for the brother that just asked, I'm coming, Edward. For the brother that just asked, how do we modify? Initially, our H1 was blue and 16 and different font. You can come to H1, you right click on it and do modify. Modify. When you click on modify, then you can make all of the changes here. You change the font size. If you want to be bold, you want which color to be on it. If you want to be in the center or to the right side, justify. You can come here and do all of that. So that was how we did it. Edward, you can ask a question now. Edward?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Then my question comes from the double line spacing.
Double line spacing?
Yeah, concerning the double line spacing. One of my instructor in Java assignment we should do double line spacing and then put it in 1.5. So if we do the double line spacing for the starting of whether we put double line spacing, when you have 2.0, you say no. But if you put in 1.5, you say no. So I want to know the difference.
The line is very bad.
Hello, you got me?
Headset, remove the headset, but I think I get you a little bit.
Yeah,
so
I want to know the difference between the double line spacing and the line spacing. 1.5. I want to know the difference between double line spacing and 1.5 line spacing.
Okay. All right. I think I better hear you. So this one, I've just highlighted the writing. Or these 2 sentences, I've highlighted them. And then if you want your double line spacing, then you can expand this paragraph category. And here you choose where you have line spacing, you choose double. So it's going to be like twice of the 1.5. When you click on OK, now you can see here, the space between it is very big. It's not the same as 1.5. Now let's change this one to 1.5 and see the difference. Line spacing 1.5. So you see here, it's almost like twice of line spacing 1.5. So double is bigger. So this is why you can get it. 1.5 is different. Double is twice of 1.5. All right. Okay, so I think that was it for that session. Let's create a table and see how we can arrange other things on the table. But we're already at 8:45. We should be anywhere. But let's do the table so that we can switch to Excel. We don't have much of a time. We also want to take probably the same amount of time for Excel. And the brain will start getting tired. For some people, you got to take too much time for online lessons. So let's do table quickly, how to create table. For session break, Yomi, maybe you can stay after. Then we can cover session break, but it should be on here to layout. Session break, for those who don't understand, maybe, for example, you have from page 1 to page 5, it should not have any numbering, or it should have Roman number 1, 2, 3, and then from page 6 to page 30, you have the actual 1, 2, 3, 4, and then from page another one to another one, you have ABC. So to do those kind of a thing in your document, you can use the page layout section, or you use the break aspect. Come to page layout and then break. Then you can be able to say next page or continuous. So next page is after this page that I'm on. The next page, this new feature should happen. You can have, for example, all of our pages here, now we come to orientation, they are all on portrait. But you can say after page 2, I want to have a landscape. So when I come to break, and then next page, orientation, landscape. So now you can see here that I have 2 pages that are already portrait. The next page is now landscape. After that landscape page, maybe you want to put a design or the workflow on that particular page, but then portrait is not the best page that can display that big image that will reflect all of your drawing. So within your same document, you can have mixture of things. So this is why you can play with it, Yummy. So let's go back to our session. Let's create table. So to create a table, you come to insert, and then you say tables. Here, you can choose the number of rows and column. So if you want a 5 by 5, this is a 4 by 5, 5 by 5. If you want a 5 by 5, 5 rows, 5 columns, if that would be your task, create a table of 5 rows, 5 columns, and it will give you the things that you should put in. Create a table of 5 rows, 5 columns. Let me enter a little bit to create space above that table. Okay. Sorry. So go to insert tables and then create a 5 by 5. Okay. Now maybe the first one to tell you to put a number. The second one you should put the item. This one you should put description. No, put the quantity, and then put a description, and then you should put maybe date or whatever it is you got to put. They will give you the format, or they will give you what you should put. Maybe you want to work, you are working with this company or this construction store or city building store, and you are issuing invoices. They mostly come in the form of a table. So you put all of your headings of what you want. Quickly and easily, you can double click Right beside your table, you see this little guy is right here. You can double click on it to activate or to select everything about your table. And you can even come here to this drop down. It's on design. You come to this drop down and you can choose the kind of design you want for your table. How you want your table to be. You can choose that design. So most of the time I like to go with this one. So you choose this design or whatever design you want to choose, then you will have this new look. From this new look, you can now put maybe this is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. If you look carefully between each section, there is a line separating it. You can go to that line, you see that the arrow will change to this double-headed arrow on left and right side. You can click and drag it because numbering is just 1, 2, 3. It's not taking much of a space. So I don't need it to expand way on this side. I can drag that numbering area back here so I can be able to buy space to the item area. So maybe in this area, this item number 1 is car, item number 2 is ship, item number 2 is buffer. Or we can put pen. You buy item number 3 is what, the book. So if the item area is not that much, then you can also close it out a little bit. And how many quantity of cars? Maybe you're buying 500 cars for your family, and then you're buying 10 fleet of ship. Maybe you need to buy 700 pen for your high school to make donation, and you're also buying 3,000 books. Then description here. Since quantity is also not much, you can now create space for description. Now in the description, you can type whatever thing you want, maybe who that should go to or what it's being used for. You can type a description and put a date or put a comment. So that's how to create a table. You can format this table in so many other ways. You double click on it, and then you come here to borders. If you want all borders to be around your table, you can say all borders. If you don't want no border to be there, you click on no border. You will not see that line that was seen before. Those lines will not be there. It will just be imaginary. Okay? They will just be imaginary. If you want the border line to be outside of the table, then you can say outside border or inside border. Left border, right border, top border. It's up to you to just choose where you want your border to be. You can also choose so let's choose all border, and then here you can decide to choose the border width and all of that. That is if you want to draw it yourself. If you want to draw the line yourself, then you can use those things. Okay? So you just play with this section and go about your design. So if you are drawing it, you can choose the color of your pen and all of those other things. The shading and everywhere you can choose it. So basically that's how to create a table. And you can, from the right corner here, there's also a little angle right here. You can click and drag, reposition however way you want it. Yeah, I can be my deal. You can click and drag however way you want it to expand your table, to make it big or make it small, however way you want it. At the edge of this lower right corner, you can do that on it. Yeah, I think basically that's it for Word. For the most part, there are more other things we can do, but because of time, we can cover everything. We even have header, footer, page number. Page numbering is to come to insert. Currently, we don't have any page number on our page, on our pages. So if you come to insert and then you say page number, you can choose where you want a page number to be. If you want it to be at the top or at the bottom, you can say bottom. They have bottom, different option of bottom. Maybe you want it to be bottom right, bottom left, bottom middle, or you want it to be this guy. Once you click on it, it will not take effect. Since we chose bottom, let's look at the bottom of each pages. So now you can see this is page 1. When I scroll down, this is page 2. When I scroll again, this is page 3. So it depends on how you want it and different designs as well. So this is it. This is why for today, covering the essentials. If we have more other time, maybe we will talk more about war. But let's take Saidu, one of the volunteers. You can ask a question, and then we'll take 5 or 10 minutes break to get back to Microsoft Excel. How to make a specific page landscape. We just did just now. Yes, Saidu.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. My question is, within this header and footer, how can you control like both the header and footer? Then it goes normal. Like most times, like let's say, in terms of the thesis, where you have to indicate the chapter name on the top and then the page number at the bottom. So how like you can be able to do those two together?
Yeah, you do session break. It's going to take us some time, but you can do session break. Okay, use session break the same way on this break session. You can use session break. On the next page, you can create the different kind of header and footer you want and where you want it to be. So when you click in the header area, then you can use previous or the next header. You can also use different first page, different odd numbers. But if you stay after here, then we can cover it because it's going to take some time for us to do it. So if you stay at the end of the session, then we'll cover it.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that is possible. For the landscape guy, we talk about the landscape, the same thing, come to layout, but you also got to do the same break. So depending where you want to put that landscape page. If, for example, we are on page 1, after page 1, we want to put landscape. After page 1, we put a break. Next page, and then you can introduce your landscape. So after page 1, we have a landscape, and then page 3 is portrait. If we go page 4 continue with portrait like that. Okay, if all is clear, please send clear, and then we take 5 minutes break to come back into Excel. If you are following, please take 5 minutes break, but let us know by sending clear. If you don't send clear, then we'll stay here. If you send clear, then we'll take a break. Meanwhile, let me stop sharing on the side, then I want you guys to help follow something. We talk about the certificate and the LSUIC Facebook page and all of that. So let me just go over it during our break time. You can go and get your coffee, go and get your tea, go and get your chow fan, your jollof rice, your egusi. Maybe if you're running out of current, you can go quickly. You have 5 minutes break. Go and find your charger. Go and find your charger quickly and get yourself current. Go and get a typical Liberian Gary, whatever thing you can get. If you have not followed the Liberian Student Union in Facebook page, volunteer, please take a screenshot of the current participants list that we have now. Please take a screenshot, Honorable Willie, Honorable Jenkins, and all volunteers. Please take full screenshot. Full screenshot. Please take everything before I'm also running out of current. Liberian people in Liberia are running out of current. So volunteer, please take a screenshot of what we have now. Okay, so if you have not followed any of the pages, the video for day 1 and day 2, they are already on TIT YouTube channel and also the LSUIC YouTube channel. You can go there and follow, like, and whatever it is you can do. But most importantly, for those of us that joined late, we were following the Liberian Student Union in China Facebook page. We're at 3,009 currently. For those that follow, we're currently at 4,000. So I'm going to pop up the page. Please go on Facebook now during your break time and search for Liberian Student Union in China. And just follow the Facebook page. There are other programs that will be coming up from the union angle. It might not come up from TIT. So if it's coming up from the student union angle, then you'll be able to get that notification, because I will not inform you it's not TIT program. Also, there are many other things that they are doing. So you can always follow the page, and it's your own way of supporting. This program is also being partnered by the Academic Excellence Committee of the Liberian Student Union in China, headed by Dr. Moba and his team, Honorable Arlington D. Allen, Honorable Quinetta Dieves Johnson, Honorable Edwin, Honorable Joshua, and his brother Joseph, and Tito, and Maliki, all of the wonderful people there from the Academic Excellence Committee. And we also have volunteers as well, that's as well helping. So please follow the page. Currently we have hit 4K followers, but if you have not followed yet, please follow the Liberian Student Union in China Facebook page during our break time now. Let me see if I can copy the link, though you'll not be able to copy it. Honorable Flomo and Honorable Prince White City, they are the lawmakers. So you don't have to follow them. You don't have to follow them. But that is it. We will resume by China time. Let me pull up my clock. Yesterday we did clock. So I hope you already have China time on your clock. You already have Liberia time on your clock. Currently it's 1:02 in Liberia, and it's 4:02 in Turkey, Istanbul. So Liberia time 1:08 will start. China time 9:08 will start. Meanwhile, please follow these pages: Liberian Student Union in China Facebook page, and also YouTube channel. All the videos are there. If you have not been following, please, the videos are there. You can go and watch or re-watch the video. The meeting is also live streamed on Facebook, so you can always go there and watch the playback. So get your whatever you need to get as a break. There will be debate coming up in China here for the Liberian Student Union in China. There will be intercity winter debate after this program, and it will also be live streamed on the Union Facebook account. So you watch Liberian students in China debating on different topics, representing different cities. So there are a couple of programs we'll be having. You can always join. Always, you are welcome. Watch Huan versus Suzhou. Honorable Floman versus Honorable City. Hey, Zumo. Okay, we have 4 minutes to start. We have 4 minutes to start. Please get ready. 4 minutes to start. What if for any reason I don't come back after the break due to some issue? I'm not present for today. No. Yes, he's coming back. Hey. Why for some reason don't come back? For some reason you don't come back. For some reason you don't be in attendance. So please take if you're on Facebook following the live and you're not able to join because we already hit our maximum now, please take a screenshot of the time. Let it show in the screenshot your current time. Don't go watch a video after the program ends and say, oh, I was still on Facebook. No. When you're taking a screenshot, let it reflect the current time. We know when we started the program today, we know when we are ending.
Come.
Jeremiah, we're coming to you again.
Hello.
All right, so we'll be starting in 3 minutes. Stretch yourself, relax, drink, get snacks, and we will be starting in 3 minutes. We got appreciation to all the NEC members of the Liberian Student Union in China, all city presidents, all committees, heads, and committee members, judiciary board people, council of coordinators. Thank you for serving the Liberian students in China as we get towards the end of Q3 in next month. And we have the last quarter to go to end a leadership term. It's going to be an amazing time at the upcoming conference. But please, if your city have not registered for the debate, please do so. Today is the 4th. The deadline is on the 7th. If your city president is delaying registration and you really want to participate, you can reach out to the committee and it will help to fast track the process. You can contact Honorable Quinetta Darius Johnson or any of the AEC members. They will help you to fast track the process, or the National Secretariat, National Deputy Secretary Honorable Jenkins G. Wilson, or Honorable C. Nathaniel Woody II. So we'll be starting in 1 minute. In 1 minute, we'll be starting. Oh, I didn't show you your certificate. Oh, latecomers, you didn't know. Sorry. We have already created certificates. But if you miss today and you miss tomorrow, we will delete your certificate. As you can see, if you can see your last name, some people have 2 last names. Like for, I think we got 3 Johnsons. So like for Honorable Quinetta, she got to use her Quinetta instead of using her last name. Or big sister will use the last name. So that's how it was. Currently there are certificates here for Abbas, for Bar, for Dixon, Dolo, Zana Joe, Nora, Chala Gibson, Flomo, Daniel, Genevieve, Willie. Certificates are here. Certificates are here. If you miss the attendance, we'll just delete your certificate. Okay, it's already time. Let's get back to business. Let's get back to business. It's already time. Somebody says time is time. If you are back and you are ready, send ready in the chat session. Send ready in the chat session if you are ready for Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel, if you are ready, 3 person, 4 person say they are ready. Jeremiah, Toyidu, Peace, Patrick, Ezekiel. All these people that send their name, their certificate, are they ready? Yeah, I'll add this to them. Yeah. Create a certificate for all these people. Rather local. Yeah. Yeah, all these people that send their names, certificates are ready. And I say ready, ready, ready. Eunice, I think it's Eunice from Ghana. Chair of the women's committee or women's department, something like that. Welcome. All right, so we are ready for Excel, to excel in life. Let's get started. One of our members drop, so that person will meet us on the way. So the same way to open Excel, you also have multiple ways to open it. You have multiple ways to open Excel, but let's do two of them quickly. One, you can search for Excel by just spelling Excel. Okay, you can unmuted. Yeah, you can search for Excel, EXCEL, and you should be able to find Excel. Well, I can find mine. Where is mine? Okay, mine is here. If you have yours, you can go with it. You click on Excel, it will open. Or you can use the same round dialog box, Windows key and arrow to open the round dialog box. And all you have to do is just spell Excel right here, EXCEL, in your round dialog box, and it should open. I'm experiencing a little bit of latency or delay in the screen. Okay. So you can spell Excel right there, you hit enter. It will also open Excel for you. So there are a couple of other ways to open it, but you can use this tool for now, and it should open Excel for you. Right there, right there. The same way with Word, you also have templates. You have templates here in Excel that you can also go with. They are all Microsoft products, so you should expect some things to be the same. I have less idea in Excel. Yeah, so that reason come and start Excel, so that you can Excel. So the same way, they are all Microsoft products, so they should have some things when it comes to the interface. We should have some things in common. So we can go with different templates. Budget, if you want template on budget, on planner, tracker, business, calendar. Different templates are all here. So for the city presidents that when they submit their budget, or some that submitted a budget, you can see they are all different, budget templates, very beautiful ones. You don't have to struggle in life. Some things have already been worked on for us, so we don't need to suffer again. Don't try to reinvent what has been invented, and that's why the Chinese have really capitalized on, and they are moving fast. It's you who want to start all over. Why you are taking much time. But this is it. The same option we had for Word, we have the same option here. So let's quickly open our workbook. When we open our blank workbook, this entire thing, this entire Excel that we have now, right? This guy is called the workbook. It's called the workbook. But then within this workbook, your Excel account is low. You don't have the picture. My Excel bank account is low. All right, so this is the entire workbook. From the workbook, you have worksheet or sheets. If you look carefully in the lower left corner, you see sheet 1. You can also create additional sheets, sheet 2, sheet 3, and on each of these sheets, you can put different things there. Maybe sheet 1 can be about first quarter report, or it can be about your customers that in Europe. This one can be about your customers that in Africa. Different sheets can carry different information or different records. Similarly, we also have the same file, quick access thing, home, insert, and all of that. So, like I said, they are, however, carrying some things in common. Like even the clipboard here, the font area. Instead of having paragraph, now we have alignment, we have numbers, we have star here as well, editing cells. So we already understand the concept of categories. We understand the concept of tabs. We understand the concept of increasing, decreasing, font size, font, bold, underline. We already understand the basic concept from Word that we just did. So it shouldn't be that much complex to us. Another thing we can do, these different sheets, we can also rename them. Like I said, maybe this one is about quarter 1. So you can right click on it and then rename. You can even protect the sheet. So like for the debate system that was done, we also use Excel for that and put so many validations in it. So that Judge 1 cannot impose score for Judge 2, or a specific judge cannot do anything. So you can do Excel for so many complex things. Excel is bigger than you can imagine. Excel is way bigger than you can imagine. But let's take it easy. So here you can rename this particular sheet to reflect maybe this sheet is about all of your clients in. I don't want to click on rename. The same thing happened when I was creating my tab. There, my mouse was moving faster. So let's call this one maybe quarter 1. This can be quarter 2, quarter 3, and all of that. So it's up to you to rename based on how you want it. You can also change the color of it. Maybe make it to be red. So quarter 1 is the one having this red sheet here. You can also create another copy of it by right-clicking on it and say copy or move. When you do this, you can either move it between the different sheets, or you want to create a copy of that particular sheet, then you can click here, create a copy. And then you hit on OK. Now you have created a copy of this. So the first one is quarter 1. The other copy that I created is quarter 1, and then it comes with this 2 in parentheses. So you can either rename it, right click, rename, and remove this 2 and put maybe quarter 4. So you can rename things, there and about. At least you understand the concept right there. You can delete it, you can hide it, you can do so many other things from there. So apart from the one down here, it's important to know this one here is the reference cell or reference box. It'll tell you your current position. It'll tell you your current position. So currently my cursor is in cell D9. Each of these small boxes, they are called cell. Each of these small boxes are called cell, C-E-L-L. Each of these small boxes. This one with the A, B, C, D going up to as much as possible, depending on how your document will keep expanding or enlarging. These ones, they are all your columns. Column A, B, C, D, moving forward. These ones are the rows. Row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. Sometimes it's difficult to differentiate between columns and rows. So, but however, the ABC represent your column. The 1, 2, 3s represent your rows. So when I say go to column F, row 3, now you click right there. Column F, row 3, spell B-O-O-K. That's your first test on doing your exam. Spell B-O-O-K in column F, row 3. So you can see in your reference cell here, or your reference block, you even see F3 here. F3 is right here. So even justify or solidify that you actually make the right decision by using colon F, row 3. So remember that colon, cell, and rows. Columns are the ABC, rows are the 1, 2, 3. So apart from this, we can also do so many other things here in Excel. We can use our arrow keys to move between different cells, or we can either click and drag to move in between different cells. But I think I have one document here open so that we can use it for some quick reference, and we'll come back again to our blank guide. So for example, you have this Excel document. This one, most times when you see, or always when you see that in your document, some of these things are coming in hash, hash, or in this kind of a numeric format or ugly thing, it means that there is a longer text in that area that because of space, it cannot be able to show all of the content in this particular column. That's why it is showing like this. So anytime you see something like this in Excel, it means you have to expand it so that you can see all of what in that particular area. But to some people, they might just come on the top of it here to, be expanding it one at a time, and to click and be expanding it one at a time, pushing it one by one, pushing it one by one to expand it. That's going to take much of your time. You really don't need to do that. So how do you do it in such a way that everything will just open and automatically, or it will just show you all of the views? You can easily do Control A to highlight everything, or if you look very carefully between column A and row 1, you'll see there is this area right here. Between column A and row 1, there is a little box right above it that have some kind of a rectangular or angular diagram. When you click on it, it will automatically highlight your entire worksheet or your entire sheet. It will highlight the entire thing for you. Now, you just have to find, if you want to expand all of the columns, you can find any column, between any column, either between E and F or between A and B. The line that is separating each of those columns, just double click on any of them. Once you double click, it will automatically open your entire document to show you everything that was hidden, or actually show you, everything intact. So that's how you can be able to expand your workbook, your worksheet, to see everything properly. From this, you can now be able to do many other things. So for example, let's jump to filter, because most of the things here, like bow on a line, we don't have to cover it again. They have already been talked about. So let's say, for example, we ask, when you're filling in the form, we ask you if it is your first time joining the event. We also ask you for your gender. We ask you, where did you hear about the program? So let's see how many, from those who fill in the data, let's see how many male and female register for the program, or that we have in this particular extracted document. So all you have to do is to filter. But for you to filter, then come here to column B, just click on the top of it here, and then if you look in the far right corner, you see sort and filter. Sort and filter. Click here on filter. Click here on filter. Once you do that, it will bring up a little bit of drop down, or indicator of a drop down on your column right here, column B. It will bring a little bit of drop down there. Let me see if I can expand this thing. Okay. Let's see, I think it's take effect. Okay, yeah. Please let me know if you can see it bigger.
Yes, a little bit bigger.
All right. Honorable Fredita, which part I should repeat? The showing everything, or
Yeah, showing everything.
Okay. So for you to see everything, you have to highlight everything like Control A, or in between column A and row 1, right in between there in that corner, you can click on it. It will automatically highlight your entire worksheet. It will automatically highlight the entire worksheet. Then, for example, if this one was closed up like this, and we're not seeing all of the information there, like this, if it was like that, then we can just double click on any of these lines that are separating the various columns. Like between column A and B, there's one line separating it, one line, or any of these guys, we can come anywhere and just double click on that line. If we double click on the line, then it's going to reveal the entire thing. All right, so now to the filter aspect. We first find where we want to filter. Like maybe you having a birthday or a database that have a birthday, and you want to find all the people born in a specific month, or probably all the people from Liberia. Like we also ask in here, where will you be joining the program from? So we have different countries as well. So you can also be able to find information from there. But let's do the one first. Like for the gender, we already added a filter. So we can click on this drop down that was added here, and we will now see everything within that column of gender. We can decide to uncheck everything first because we only want to see all of the females that are registered. So you uncheck it, and then you select only the female box. Once you hit OK, it will only show you all of the data, all of the entries here related to female. So everything here now is all about female. There will be no male in this entire set of documents that we have. So if you want to go back, you just select all, and then you OK it to take you back to where you once started. Rachel, your hand is up. You can ask your question.
Yes, can we just go back at least one step? I want to know where you got the filter from, please.
All right. So now let's use another example for that. We're using where people be joining us from. So we click here on this column. This is column E that has the question of where the person will be joining from. Let me lower your hand. So it asks where the person will be joining from. So you can click here on the home tab or on the home menu. You look way in the far right corner, you see sort and filter. Sort and filter. And then you want to click on filter. Sort and filter. Here you click here on filter. Once you click on filter, it will create this drop down on that particular column. Then you right click on, just click on it. You see all of the countries where people say they'll be joining from. All of the countries. You see everything there. So if you want to find specific country, for example, maybe Liberia, you click here on Liberia, and then you say OK. So I just want to show you that if you look way down in the lower left corner, you'll see we have 56 of 250. So 56% registered from Liberia. So this is how you can get information quickly from your Excel document. Let's go back to our blank sheet to see other things that we can do. So let's say, for example, we want to deal with numbers or do basic calculations, right? We have here for, how are we going to position it? Let's say Prince and then Flomo. And then here we have total. All right. So in prints, we have maybe 1, flow mode 3. Yeah, we have 2, and I think I will come back here and fix something. We have 3 here, and we have something here. So if you have something like 1, 2, 3, you don't have to, let me zoom in a little bit. You don't have to keep going 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and all of that. Excel can automatically do it for you. So what you can do, you can just highlight the first 3. If you look carefully at the corner, the lower right corner here, right under 3, there is a little dot there. If you take your mouse over it, it will change to this tick plus. Once you double click on it, it will be able to drag it down to wherever you want it to be. So if this was going as if this was going to as much as let's take it up. Let's take it up to here. Seku, please mute yourself. Or any other volunteer, please mute Seku. All right. If you wanted to expand, when you double click on it, it will be able to go down. Or if you click and drag, as you're going down, it will keep increasing in that order. So you go back up and you see that 1, 2, 3, 4, it kept going in that order. If you already have maybe another set of information here, then it will reference that for it to automatically do the same. Once you double click on this plus sign, it will automatically just do everything for you. Or maybe you made a mistake in between here, you have 5 or you have 7. The number was not correct, but you just want to start all over. When I double click on it, I will not find that 5 and 7 again in this other manner. Instead, everything will be arranged from 1 to the last digit that was there. So quickly, that can help you. Let's delete some of these things and talk about formula a little bit. But if that was clear, what we just talked about, if it was clear, so that people don't be left behind, how can you create a drop down, please? The drop down is from the filter. If all was clear from what we talked about, the filter and expanding all of the text, just send clear so that we know you are still following. It's easier for people to get lost with Excel just by seeing the screen and all of that. Some people can just get frustrated about it. So let us know if you are still following by sending clear. All right. Okay. So now let's say that we have our prints and flow mode here, and we want to find the sum total of all the prints value and the sum total of all of flow mode values. So easily and quickly, we can highlight all the print values, and then if we log on the scene home page here, we'll see in the far right corner, we'll see auto sum. Auto sum. Once you click on auto sum, it will automatically in the next cell, it will automatically find the total. Here, you see that it gave you the total of prints value. This 6 here was not there before. So look carefully, there is nothing here also for Flomo. So if we highlight these first 3 values for him, and then we click here on auto sum, it will also find the total of the 3 values that we click on. So that's how you can go about it. I don't want to save you right now, bro. Okay, select the 3, go to auto sum, and then it will show you or calculate that automatically for you. All right. If you also want to find, you want to do it using formula, right? Then you can use, for example, you want to find the total of prints and Flomo. In this one, we're only finding only Prince, we're only finding only Flomo. But let's say now we want to find the sum total of both scores and put it in this total area here. If you want to use the formula, instead of using the auto sum, you can use equal. Then in Excel, they have so many different formulas, so many things that we can do with Excel. So you say sum, and then in parentheses, you hit the first value. You can use plus if they're just two numbers easily, just easy one. If you are here and you know about Excel that much, I know you want to talk about something else, but we'll get to that. But if you're just dealing with two numbers you want to add, you use equal. If you look in the formula bar here, up here is the formula bar. Okay? The same thing we're typing down here, we could also type it directly up here in this area. It was still going to give us the same result. So remember we said equal. Anytime you're doing an equation or formula, you start with equal. So equal, what do you want to do? You want to do sum, meaning you want to add two numbers. So this one is sum, difference, and quotient, all these things, multiply. They are all basic things from our elementary mathematics days. So equal sum of what? In parentheses, sum of C4 and D4, which is the sum of Prince first value and the sum of Flomo first value. Now, if I hit enter, it will calculate that for us. It will calculate that value for us to tell us the sum total. Then, I don't want to repeat all of what I just did there. Since I already have 4 up here, I can easily just double click and it will calculate the remaining one. I can also drag it down to calculate the last one. All right, so let's do it again. Let's do it again. So remember in the total here, we say equal SUM, parentheses open. You click in the first one you want to add, plus the second one. You close the parenthesis. If it is a range of numbers, instead of putting a plus sign, we'll put a colon. So C4, colon, and then you go to the very end of that number. So if, for example, but let's enter this one first. So once you do that, you close the parenthesis and you press enter, it will calculate the total for you using the sum function. Now on this 4, there's a little guy here that is tick. When you click it into the tick plus. When you double click on it, it will calculate the other 2 values. Since it never calculated the 16 and 6, we can just drag it down easily. It will also calculate the other 2 that is here. If that is clear and also easy, just send 1 in the chat session. If you want us to repeat, if you have a question on it, you can ask by raising your hand. Then we can please send 1 in the chat session if that was clear. As clear could be. As clear enough could be. Okay. So clear for many. If you are following the program, let us know by following by sending 1 so that we don't consider you to just be logged on and not following, or log on and just doing something else. So send 1, no matter if others have already sent, you can send 1 so that we know you are still following. Okay. So this is how to do it. If the numbers were that much, like for example, we have 5 here, we have 7, we have 3, and now we want to calculate the sum of all of them, we don't have to do plus, 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 plus. You just use equal sum, parenthesis open. You click in the very first value, 1. Then you use the colon, shift, and the key that after L, or the key that has the semicolon and colon together. It will bring the colon. because the value are a lot, so we'll come to the very last digit. We click on 3. So you see that we are now calculating from C4 to H4. We are not using any plus in between again. There's no plus there, it's colon. So we close the parenthesis and then we enter. It will also calculate the value there for you. You can see the value here. For all of these digits, the value is 25. The value is 25. We don't have any numbers here. So when we do it, it will still be calculating only this guy. If we put any number in here, it will take effect because this is taking a range, and the range is also covering from here to here. So it will also reflect for the rest of the other guys. So any number we put in here, it will also take effect. Any number we put here, it will also take effect on the total. It will also take effect on the total. You either tap the sum up here, but if you just don't want to, for whatever it is, you can say equal and then 4 plus the second one. It will still find the answer for you. Okay, for the brother who just asked. So if you just do it like that, equal this plus this, it will find it for you. But then instead of doing it like that, it's easier if you use the sum, so that if the things start getting complex, then it becomes easier for the system to understand. Another thing that you can do, instead of the auto sum, you can also find average, minimum, maximum, and all of that. So let's say we want to find the maximum number among all of these numbers. So you first highlight everything, and then when you have the auto sum, there is a drop down there. Click on that drop down, and then you say average. Maybe you want to find average. So the average of all of that number is 7.14. That's how you can find the average there. Or you could also use the formula for finding the average by using equal average the same way. The same way you use equal sum, like that. So it's good to use the function. It's going to help you. Instead of maybe the brother who asks, what do we have to use the sum, or do we have to use the sum? Now when it comes to average, where you want to add all of the number and then divide it by another number, no. So if you use average, it will help you easily to understand that average means you should add all the numbers and divide it by the count of those numbers. So it find the average for you. You can also decide to find from the same drop down, you can find the number of words, number counts. So for all the numbers that are highlighted, the total count here is 5. All of the numbers that I just highlighted, from 2 to 21, the total count there of those numbers, they are 5. We can also do the same thing by finding the maximum or minimum numbers in this entire range. The maximum and minimum number in the entire range by coming to this drop down and say maximum. So the maximum number here is 30, which is obvious because this one was the one that we calculated the sum. So the maximum number there is 30. We can also find the minimum number in this entire range as well. The minimum number here is 6. Between 6, 16, and 22, the minimum there is 6. So this is how you can play with things here and there, but you can also do complex things. Let's take one case example. We can highlight this entire block, right? Let me put something around it by I'm coming, let me okay, I think I will leave it like this. We'll get to that later on. All right, so let's put values in here, or set a requirement or a validation in here. But firstly, before we get to that part, if all was clear or you have a question, you can either raise your hand to ask a question, or we'll leave from here by 10, let's say in 15 minutes, we end the session so that we don't take much of our time. Officially should be out by 11, but like I said, we'll not reach 11 on all of these days. It's going to be too much for learning online. So if all was clear, please send 2. Please send 2 if everything that we explained so far is clear. Please send 2 before we do the next part. All right. If you are following, don't allow your classmates to leave you behind. Okay, so let's do the last one. People are getting a little bit tired. Let's do the last one. So remember, we are using this same section. Okay, we are using the same section. We want to set a validation rule in such a way that it's either we can use whole number, decimal number, or whatever we want to use, by saying in this entire block, nobody should tap. Let me just put it so that we can see it clearer. Let me put okay, and let's make the start of it to be this. Oops. So our line color should be red, our line style should be that. Yeah, now it's clear. So that we can know our boundary. Now we want, in all of these boxes, we don't want certain numbers to be entered. We don't want certain number to be entered in a certain place. Please, it is logging me out automatically. This is the 3rd time. I think maybe it's not logging you out, it's just probably your network is switching. Alright, will you please take a screenshot of the current view you can see. So let's set a validation rule, right? In such a way that we don't want certain number or certain digit to be entered in a certain cell or a certain place. For judges of our window debate that I've served before, we have this criteria there as well. We have the score range for judges to input scores. So we don't want you to maybe say, oh, it was a mistake. I mistakenly gave this man a score. So the system is arranged in a way that you enter score that is assigned or that should be entered. And in the event where you think it's a mistake, it should not accept that mistake, and it should also alert you that actually made a mistake or you need to do something. So let's see how we can do it. So let's say we have all of these areas for Judge 1 to input the first speaker, second speaker, third speaker score. We can highlight all of them, and then we come here to data. We look for data validation. Okay, first highlight the region that you want to set this validation. If you want this validation to take the entire document, then you can highlight everything and let it take the entire document. But we don't want it in this block because there are other judges and there are other parts of the sheet that have certain things that need to be worked on. So we highlight it, come to data, and then we click on data validation. Now we click on the same data validation. We drop down here. We click on data validation. It's going to bring this dialog box. We go to our settings. Okay, go back to our settings. And then here, what do you want to allow in that region that you have selected? What do you want to allow? You click on the drop down. If you want to only allow whole number or only decimal number or the list or the date or time, let's say we only want decimal numbers. We only want decimal numbers. So we click on decimal. Do you want decimal number between, equal to, greater than, less than, or what? Let's say we want decimal numbers greater than. What's the minimum number it should be greater than? Let it be greater than maybe 30. So in that region, we want only decimal numbers that should be greater than 30. After that, we will not press OK yet. We go to input message. Then you can show this message when the person click in that box. You want to show them a message. Let's say input only decimal. Let me highlight this guy so that I don't have to type it over and over and again. Okay, so input only decimals. Then we go to our error message. What do you want to show if the person try to maybe put something beyond or they made a mistake? What do you want to happen? You should send an error alert to either say warning, information, or stop. So warning will show this sign, information will show this sign, or stop will show this sign. So let's use stop, and then when you tell the person stop, what are you telling them? You're telling them that input only decimal. You can customize this based on the message. You can give a full description. It's basically up to you. Now let's press. Okay, Emmanuel, I just muted you, but please check your environment. So now let's take OK. We'll click on OK here. Now that validation should now be effective. So let's come in any of these boxes. The moment you click there, you see it already gave you more of like an instruction to input only decimal numbers. If I click in any other cell outside of this range, I will not see that. But once I click in any of these guys, I will see the notification of input only digits, only decimals. And the decimal was greater than 30. So let's import maybe 20. This even whole number, right? Let's enter and see something. Now we get this stop message to say input only decimal. So until we can do this, that number will not enter in that place. It will not accept that number until we can do the right thing. So we'll come here, for example. Let's say we put 30 because it should be greater than 30. So let's put 30.5. Though it's decimal, no, 30.5 is greater than 30. So let's put maybe 29.3. And then you enter. It should still give you the error message because though it's decimal, but it is not greater than 30. Though it is decimal, but it's not greater than 30. So we can retry by just making it maybe 30.6 and enter. Now you see I have no error message, I have no warning, it accepted that. So that's how we can do validation. There are so many other things we can do with Excel, but it's because of the sake of time, we will not cover everything. It's already going to 10 o'clock here in China. So we'll stop here for today, and maybe after the official time, if you want to stay and ask questions, we'll still have a few moments to answer some of your questions. If it's locking you out at this point in time, please take a screenshot. Uma, take a screenshot of your screen right now. Let it reflect the date and time and send it to me on WeChat or WhatsApp. But stay here, it shouldn't be locking you out. Okay, if all is clear, we'll stop here for today. And
the camera is disabled.
Yeah, just wait. It's not attendance time. Yeah, just wait. Okay, so this is it. There's no question. Thank you all for today. We'll be taking our attendance in a few minutes. Thank you all. Yomi, your hand is up. I don't know if you have any question, but I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that we can do the attendance quickly because some people are talking about their internet, battery going off and on. Yomi, you can mute yourself. So please turn on your camera if you can. The option to turn on camera is available. So if you are not turning it on, then that means it's something happening to your device.
device.
My own is not going through.
Oh, okay. No, no wahala. You get a profile picture there already, so it will serve as your
Well,
profile.
I'm going to.
That one from Guinea. You understand English?
Okay, so I'm going to take the Yomi. I'm coming. Let me just do the attendance. Honorable Willie, if you are there, please also help with record from the side. At this point in time, please don't send any message because it's going to block the face or the name of someone, and the person might not be able to see themselves in the attendance. So in 30 seconds,
Are you a representative now?
In 30 seconds, if you are to turn on your camera, please turn it on. If you are not turning it on, please leave it off, because if you turn it on, it will go to another page. That's how some people can get missing. So please stay in that position you are in. I'm doing the Zoom first. I mean the YouTube first. I'm on the first page. I'm now going to the second page. Oh, hey, somebody send message. Somebody send message. Okay, I'm going to the third page. I'm now going to the fourth one. Let me do a reverse of it. I go back again, and again. So if you don't see yourself in attendance, just go to YouTube and then skip the video at about this time. You will see yourself there, but please wait a moment. Let me just take it as well from my side. Please don't go. Just stay wherever you are. Just leave the camera on. You don't have to pause yourself or stick. You can move, but let the camera just be on if it's already on. Let me do the screenshot. I forget to talk about something today for Microsoft Word. Amen. So many things in my. All right, let me take the second one. Somebody send a message. You will see in the screenshot when I send it. You see that somebody say thank you and block somebody's name. Okay, one more, please. One more. You have been here all along. Don't allow yourself to be left out. Hey, somebody. Right now, moment, somebody not go. No patience. Okay, I think I'm done with the attendance. Thank you all for joining today. As a bonus, before you leave, let me turn off my phone audio, and then we just do this quick. Now I'm using my computer audio. I'm going to share my screen and just show you something quickly that I wanted to show you. We did it before on one of the programs, but I want to show you it quickly. It might be helpful for you if you are very tired typing or talking. So let's say you have Word open and you wanted to type for you. We did it before in one of the editions. On your keyboard, you can use the Windows key and H. Windows key and H. Once you do that, it's going to tell you, I'll probably show you something way at the top. You can see my screen. At this point in time, it's already recording and trying to do everything that I'm saying. And once it is done, or once I'm done, then it should be able to show me all of that text. You can try it from your side now, Windows key and H, and that should be able to tap for you as you are speaking. So try it. If yours work, then you let me know. If yours work, you let me know. If it's stepping for you, or if it's producing whatever it is. Yep.
Shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for the class.
Okay.
Kiss me.
All right. So
Yeah,
that's
so
it.
I gotta go, but then I'll be waiting for your
All
text.
right. You can try from the
Just
side if it works for you. That's fine. I think a little bit here it's delaying from an end. But I say thank you so much. Bye bye. See you. We have to generate recording, generate everything. So we'll meet again. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.